Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's enjoying themselves today. So, before I get into this, I'm going to talk about, I played a few matches of the season. I'm level 38 on the Battle Pass, or 38, and I want to talk about a few things I feel about this season. And granted, I know the season just started. On top of that, granted, I understand everyone has their opinions, but I'm going to talk about a few things I enjoyed this season and a few things I don't enjoy this season. Um, okay, let's talk about. All right, let's talk about the things I like this season. One, I like the concept of new sprites. I do enjoy the new sprites and all that, and some of the new weapons like the 8-bit shotgun a little bit. You know what? And the collaborations this season, and the new map design. That's literally the only things I like about this season. Things I don't like this season is obviously the battle pass, and I'll talk about that in a sec. The override mechanic, the loot hack mechanic, and a few bugs that's happening. Number one of the things is about the battle pass. This battle pass is supposed to be a gaming legend, and we only get one gaming legend, and that's Sonic. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's cool that Sonic's in the game and all that, but in my opinion, this skin doesn't look that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have preferred Sonic if they were just a companion like Tails is. Okay. On top of that, they added Shadow, which they added Shadow during the what was it, the cup challenge? Yeah, Shadow, cup challenge. Which, in my opinion, I was not able to play at all that day. Okay? Not able. Okay? So I missed the opportunity to potentially get Shadow for free. And all that. Okay. But that being said, having the season based around gaming legends, and only having one skin for the battle pass is kind of a letdown. Like, I understand they need to make money off of these collabs. But you could add, like, for example, they could have added Neo Metal Sonic into the game. That would have been more fitting as a skin than the normal Sonic skin, to be honest. But they could have made Sonic and Shadow in part of this battle pass. At least two of them. Two characters. At least two Gaming Legends skins in this. And I'm going to be honest with you. The only skin I'm looking for is literally this skin. I'm not interested in the Sonic at all. Okay. Number 2 is the loot hack concept. This right here, if players don't play the game enough, they are at a major disadvantage all the time. If I landed next to someone at the start of the game, and I landed, and I open a chest, and I get really lucky, and I get a 15% chance of getting a mythic Oni shotgun, and they're right next to me, and they get like a gray tactical pistol, they're not winning the fight. They're getting two-shotted and killed on the spot. And I feel like that's also a problem. Also, the time to kill in this game is a little... It's not balanced whatsoever. Either the fight lasts too long, or the kills are just so quick that the match doesn't even feel like it's a match. So the health thing, there's no balance in between. Third thing is the override. If you manage to get the Scar, any rarity, and you get the override speed shooter for a team, for your team only, okay, and someone runs up on you, they are going to die before they could even react. If you get the headshot multiplier and you have this, the dual pistol, I've had this happen to me where someone actually had the exotic variants of this pistol and they were hiding in a bush, had the headshot multiplier, and basically shot me one time before, and I didn't even realize they were behind me in a bush. Shot me one time, landed a headshot, instantly killed me so fast that it is physically impossible to react fast enough before you're dead in the game. I think the loot hack needs to go, in my opinion. It is a terrible concept in this game overall. Okay? No one asked for this. I understand the season is supposed to be Gaming Legends and breaking the rules, but, bro, if people can't actually do anything, it defeats the purpose of playing the season. Now, people are bearing with it, and I'm seeing a lot of people and a lot of streamers hype the season, and a lot of YouTubers are hyping the season and playing it. But I promise you this, if you look at their faces, they don't look like they're actually enjoying the season nearly as much as like people think they are. Okay? But that's just me. It doesn't look like people are enjoying the season. There's a lot of mixed concepts about this. But after the loot hack and the bug concept, there was a time where I called down an extraction and it was bugged to the point where you couldn't call it anymore. It was like completely permanently locked. So I couldn't extract anything. I had to go to a completely entire new extraction because I couldn't extract because it got bugged out. And all that. And the fourth thing I want to talk about is the sprite's rarity. Now, granted, I understand some sprites are supposed to be rare, but we're repeating the same issue from last season that people didn't enjoy. People were receiving death threats over a certain sprite, the 0 point sprite, for example, and now we're going into the season with something that's even rarer than the 0 point and the Grim sprite. Like, get a hold of yourself, Epic. Like, we shouldn't have sprites that extremely rare. Granted, I understand the concept of the loot, and I understand they increase the drop rate over the season, but I feel like that's what kills people and like ruins the game and the entertainment for people, is because you're using these sprites and you're making them so extremely rare so you can drag on the season and nothing else, nothing more. You're just dragging on the season by using these sprites that are extremely rare for someone to potentially hope and pray they get it. Now, granted, last season I was not able to find a 0 point or at all, or a Grim sprite. The only times I was able to get one of those is if I eliminated a player that had it. I never had it drop for me once the entire season, and the normal 0 point was out since the beginning of the season, and I still haven't had it drop once. Okay? Don't make it that rare. Okay? Make it as rare as it having a 1 in 10,000 chance, 1 in 1,000 chance. But don't make it as rare of 1 in 10 million, 1 in 250 million chance, like this Galaxy 0 point or stuff like that. We are not at that point. Now, granted, if you are going to make them drop that rare, okay, then you need to have like certain sprites that increases the rarity of sprites drop. Make a sprite that makes sprites have a higher chance of dropping. Because the holofoil sprites, those should have been in the game since the beginning of the last season. Just because of how rare some of these other sprites were. But that being said, I also feel like a lot of things are not being addressed, and a lot of bugs are happening. Actually, last night when I was playing this with my friend, because I was not available on Friday to play it Saturday, I had it bugged to where I was in falling state mode while I was on the ground, and I couldn't sprint. I couldn't do anything. Like couldn't. Though if you are experiencing this issue, I found out sliding fixes that issue. Jumping in water doesn't fix that issue. Jumping on a balance pad in the green hill doesn't fix the issue. There's a lot of issues, and granted, now there's also a lot of issues with movement abilities now, and the increase of health. If you are fighting someone that has the increased health from landing at green zone, which, by the way, if you aren't landing on green zone, you're literally putting yourself at a major disadvantage if players are managing to hold that zone down long enough to where they can have 350 health and you're going in with only 250, which means that you got to do an extra 100 more damage to them to even win the 1v1 fights, let alone the 2v2s. And I also think the speed shooter concept comes in factor too, because if in team fights, last night when I was playing with my friend and his other friends, four of us, we were going in and just absolutely stomping the teams that didn't have speed shooter. All four of us had speed shooter. We were, as long as two people are team shooting, one player with speed shooter, they're going down so quick to the point where they can't even fight back. And I feel like this is the season where a lot of people are going to start like frustrating and getting to the point where they're going to start quitting the game. I feel like this season is struggling, even though it's 3 days in. I feel like the Epic Games missed their mark this season. Now, granted, the only reason why this season has a high amount of player base is because it was hyped up to be a good season, but isn't delivering at all. Because if you look at like the quest tabs here, in the story, it's saying I have I could do this story this part, and then it's 38 more days in 9 hours and 25 minutes before I even get the second part of the quest. Okay, like this quest is not gonna last me 40 days. Okay, so I just want to talk about that, and I feel like that's the issue where a lot of people are not understanding. People that are super casual, like I am, I don't sit and play Fortnite as long as I used to, is at a huge major disadvantage, especially if my girlfriend ever decides to play this game again. She deleted the game because she doesn't play Fortnite Battle Royale as much as the normal people play. She plays maybe, I don't know, like 3 hours a week on Fortnite. And having to go into a match with the loot hack stuff could really offset and ruin the mood and the atmosphere for people that just are now getting off work, just want to chill and collect sprites. I feel like that ruins the concept. You're ruining the casual play of the season, I feel like. Granted, once you play enough and you start getting the loot hack, you're now on the similar field. But granted, when I started day one, like, I don't know, like almost like 20, well, not even 20, but like 18 hours later or 15 hours later than everyone else, I was already at a major disadvantage that people were killing me in 2 shots and I can't even fight back. On top of that, the Midas Masterpiece mythic is a little bit too strong, in my opinion. I feel like if you're going to keep that gun in the game, you need to reduce it from 7 shots to at least 3 shots or 5. Because 7 shots is a little too much, especially when the power hour, when I came home to play 1 power hour, I managed to win my power hour because the last 2 people did not have 2 Midas Masterpiece weapons on them, and I had 2. So I basically had 7 shots in each one, and I was basically doing 145 damage, 313 damage if I land a headshot, and 14 bullets, and it's a fast reloading gun. People can't actually compete against something like that at all. No one's able to compete like that, at least in zero build. So that being said, I'm going to stream this, but I just wanted to state my concern and my opinions that this season might actually push a lot of players away. And I don't think a lot of people are realizing how unfriendly this is to a casual. I understand the game is supposed to be competitive, but no game can survive on a competitive side game market unless it features a casual play style. Now, granted, there is the Battle Royale, but Save the World and other game modes and stuff. But if you're locking sprites behind the Battle Royale and nothing more, you're forcing everyone to play the Battle Royale version. Even though you're marketing Fortnite as a Battle Royale when it's losing the concept of being a battle royale game anymore. But that's my opinion. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this and play a few games on stream. Proves my point, man. Like, managed to get an Oni shotgun right off the rip is kind of one of the wild things in this game. Also, if you're gonna add the quick hack, you need to reduce the prices of fucking these sprites, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the solo playstyle in this game is like so terrible this season. If you're playing solo, you're not going to be having fun. You have to play in a team because then you're not having to deal with the amount of sweat players in this game. Like, look at that. Already a mythic weapon already.
Extra life.
And somehow someone managed to get the Midas masterpiece right off rip too. So it's basically GG for anyone that encounters them. Someone just activated it.
Override activated. Speed shooter.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with that, man? Like, the speed shooter is a major fucking issue in this game. It's such a major issue. In my opinion, they need to get rid of the speed shooter concept. It just makes it so unfair, especially if you're fighting someone with a minigun, because then it just makes the minigun like so broken that where if you peek out, you're pretty much absolutely dead. Like, what was I supposed to do there? I was fighting them with a Tommy gun. And with something that has 45 rounds that has to reload, where, in my opinion, if you're using the minigun, it should overheat a lot faster. Bro. You cannot make this up. Don't fucking matter. I literally couldn't even fight because of the stupid lag. Someone, like Epic Games, look into this shit. You're seriously not making any fucking sense. Go from not lagging last match into super lagging. I'm telling you guys, this is gonna be a terrible season. They overhyped it. They're not delivering it. The season's going to lose a lot of players next week. Go from not lagging previous match into having 1,000+ ping. Keep this in mind on a PS5, by the way. Yeah, what are you supposed to do with that shit, man? There was no indications of him running up on me. Not a single goddamn indication of him running up on me. Why I feel like fucking Epic Games need to fix... Before they fucking add new shit, they need to fix the shit that's already the issue. And... what am I supposed to do? Like, I literally couldn't do anything. And the fact that this guy had... he should have had no help. That's what I fucking feel like this season is... it just... you cannot play this season solo. This is my last game, guys. I cannot keep forcing myself playing this and this game. Dude, Epic, if you ever see this, fix your game. Like, seriously, like, consider deleting this game. Because I promise you, this is not going to keep your game alive if you don't fix the issue. Dude, there's no way I hit the dude for 70 damage and he's back at full shields. Yeah, fix your game, Fortnite. Like, seriously, fix your issue of your game. There was no indications of him running up the hill at me. Like, fucking piece of shit of a game, man.